Hello, welcome to exciting news. We also have Office Cat chilling in the background over here. But I have finished my first draft of the year, and it is my first draft for my Witchy training book. It's not coming out towards, for a while. It's gonna be towards the end of the year. But I did it. So this is my take on a Witchcraft 101 training book. It is how I would train somebody if they wanted to learn from me how to become a witch. The working title is Path of a Witch. I don't know if I'm going to change it or if that's just what it's going to be called. That's what I've kind of tentatively called it for like a year now, and like has kind of just been floating in the brain. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, if I'm going to change things. I don't know. But for now, I have finally hit the end. So this is one I technically started last year and I finished it this year. I'd gotten about half-ish way through it and then I just got distracted because the end of the year I have a hard time sticking with things. So like December is just not the month to try and get stuff done. And so I finally finished this draft. It ended up being a little over 56,000 words, which is awesome. That's what I was hoping for. And in my next round of edits is where I am trying to bulk up my word count because again, I usually underwrite and I don't think that's gonna be a problem because as I was like moving on in the, notes and things of what I was trying to say, I ended up having just massive things of like, I should add that. I need to research that later. That's a later me problem. And now it's going to be later me problems because there were just certain things that I was like, I don't know, but I'm not gonna just like stop what I'm doing to go find all of these answers because I want to like double check some things that I'm like, fine. Or I'll think about it like way later, like days later, I'll be cooking or something and then an idea pops into my head and I'm like, oh, I should do that. I should put that in that section. Like random things, like why some witches are like, you gotta use a match and others are like, bro, a lighter's just fine. Just because our ancestors didn't have lighters doesn't mean we can't use them. Different things like that, let alone some other things that I just want to double check. And so that part, I'm pretty sure, will bump my word count again. I do want it to be a relatively long book, and I am hoping that it's going to be helpful, that people are going to enjoy it. But yeah, I'm very excited that I finally hit the end. And it was on the last sections that I did actually fail my thing of 1,000 words per section, but like I want to reevaluate some of it because I went to look back because I was like, maybe I should like for the final thing have all of it written out, and then I was like, oh, but I'm gonna have to reword this and I don't know that I love this. That's a future me problem. So my last two chapters were like under 1,000 words. The conclusion, I'm not sure that I care if it's terribly long. I'm kind of okay with it just being a page. And then ironically, I have like a full page of recommended books because I'm like, but that was a good one, but that was a good one, but that was a good one, but that was a good one. And so I just have a mega list of just like really random of like, listen, here's just some of the books that you should probably read at some point. I thoroughly enjoyed this. And ironically, the list felt small in comparison to some of them that I have read. I'm like, really? It feels like I've read more books than this. How is this my recommended list? I feel like I'm missing a lot. Where are they? But apparently they're there. So I have a list of all of the books that I'm pretty sure I would recommend for beginners. And I'm gonna double check my own bookshelf and just verify like, yes, these are all of the books, just to be sure. But I'm pretty sure for beginners, I mean, it's a mega list anyways. If you actually read through them, it's gonna take you some time. But yeah, I'm very excited that I have finished this. As of recording this, today is the 16th. And so that means that I am halfway through the first month of the year, and that is one of my goals, was to get a draft every month. And I did it. I have officially done it. I got the first draft of 10 done for the year, which again, I have really random goals this year for writing. So I want to draft 10 books and then publish at least 8 of those. And this one, I was initially planning for a November release, but I'm kind of feeling October, even though you're not supposed to start the book until January. Plus October is a very witchy time. Ride the wave of interest, marketing and stuff. So I'm thinking maybe October is when I'm gonna actually hit publish. And then I don't know for the next ones. Do I publish October, November, December? Do I put fiction between and push the other two into the new year? that's why it's 10 drafts, 8 publish, because they go together. But also I'm like, you should do them in order, but also I can't control your life. So the only way that would happen is if I wait like 2 to 3 years, and I just don't feel like doing that. I want to get them published and out and done. So I am going to publish them relatively soon. I just haven't decided when. But I finished the first draft to the first book, and then I'm gonna get this one edited. My notes and trying to just get the word count up a little bit, because again, I tend to underwrite. And then I am going to be giving this off to my first beta reader, which is my hubby, who does not sugarcoat things. And he's gonna look through it, see what he thinks. And then I will probably do some massive edits a couple times with this one, and then I will go through line edits with my other reader, which is my mom. And yeah, some people can afford very fancy editors, and some people choose to have the people around them because editors are expensive. But I do think both of them actually do a decent job at it, because like hubby has also been doing witchcraft for a long time, and he listens to a lot of books, and he's not afraid to be very critical. So I feel like he's a good person to bounce ideas off of, because he sees things very different than I do in a lot of ways. Like when we read a witchy book or whatever, like I'll have one opinion and he's like the complete other opposite that I didn't anticipate seeing. So it's nice to have him look through it. And then my mom is not very witchy and is like, what? So it'll be good to be like, does this actually make sense? So yeah, this book is going to be exciting. I don't know if I'm going to get a proof copy yet. I'm thinking I'm just going to, he initially had said that he wanted a physical copy, and then he changed his mind. Now he wants to do a digital copy, and I'm like, well, it's easier if I do a digital copy. So I'm just gonna make him a document with them all together, and then just like, here you go. And have him work on that for a while. And in the meantime, then I'll be moving on to my next project. And then I'm kind of, like, my game plan is to do like witchy fiction. And then I don't know how I'm gonna fit them in while also publishing all the time either. At least for right now, I have finished the first draft for this book, and hopefully the edits will not take terribly long, because editing, especially this stage of it, is not going to be terribly difficult. And I don't think it's gonna take a whole lot of time, because this book, unlike some, is going through a lot of rounds of editing. So it's like, I'm planning just like 1 day a week that I'm just gonna be working on this for the foreseeable future until this one is done, which I'm hoping is gonna be like in the springtime, so I can move on to working on the next one, the sequel to it, and then its sequel, because it's gonna be 3 books. So yeah, anyways, this is just me rambling. I'm very excited for finishing my first draft of the year, and I would love to know how your writing is going in the comments down below. As always, if you want to check out my other books, they are linked on my blog. I also am trying to do a weekly like content roundup, because I do a lot of stuff. So I'm trying to do a post like on Mondays of all of the previous week's content, so you can keep track of it all, because I do a lot. So anyways, until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all soon.